Hi everyone, Ron Crider reporting for duty today. Today we are going to talk about streaming for the Catholic Radio Association. I'm one of the directors on the board of directors of the Catholic Radio Association. I'm the newbie, the newest guy in town. So let's talk a little bit about streaming. And the question is, why streaming? Well, you got a radio station. It's putting out a signal and people can listen to it, and that's just fine. Well, maybe it isn't always just fine. Streaming is... a lot of people say that streaming is better than the actual radio system. I say, well, streaming is probably, they complement each other. How about that? I think it's a really good thing. So here's our little radio station in Payson, Arizona, KPIH 98.9 Payson. There it is up there, little teeny tiny radio station. It has 4 watts. So a little teeny tiny 4-watt station. Now it's right in the middle of the mountains, and you can see over here on this picture on the right hand side. I don't know if you can see my mouse moving around, but there it is. And it does cover the town, and you can see it covers the town pretty well. There's a little place called Star Valley over here on the right. Doesn't cover it really well, and we're going to talk to you about that in just a moment. Also going to talk to you about this trip from Payson, Arizona to what they refer to as the Valley. Okay, so you're going to go to the Valley. So let's first talk about what streaming costs. Streaming costs as little as $49 a month. Plus, you're going to have to buy a small computer, a very inexpensive little laptop will be just fine. Something under $500. It'll have to have a USB audio interface in order to be able to send the stream to the streaming service. Now, Catholic Radio Association recommends 2 different streaming services, 365 Live and also the SecureNet systems. In this particular case, I'm more familiar with SecureNet systems. Both of them are equally as good. They're very good. I'll show you at the end of the video what the story is on and where to see these things. So what I was saying is it costs $49 a month to do this streaming, and that's the only charge you have. Plus, you have to buy this streaming computer in order to be able to send it to SecureNet. And that's under $500 and along with another little device. And bingo, there you are, and you're all set to go. So what happens? Well, you can listen to it on just about any cell phone, anywhere in the world. That's a good thing. You can listen to it on over 500 million Amazon speakers, little smart speakers. And over probably a billion or so ears that can hear the radio station. But you're in Payson, Arizona, and you say, who cares? Who cares whether we can hear it in China or Korea or Japan or Russia? Who cares about that? Well, let me give you an example. So maybe you don't really care if they listen to your radio station in France or Germany. But here's an example. So you're going to get into your car, and you have a doctor's appointment in the Valley. That's what they refer to as going to Phoenix. If you live in Payson and you're going to go to Phoenix, you go to the Valley. So down there's the Valley, and there's Phoenix down there in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. So you get into your car, and you drive about 8 or 10 minutes, and all of a sudden, the Patrick Madrid show's gone. Why? Because you ran out of signal. The little 4-watt station didn't take you very far, and here you are, coming down, I think it's Highway 87, if I'm correct. They call it the Beeline Highway. And you're heading down there, and I want to hear Patrick Madrid. Oh, my goodness gracious. And then you're going up and down your radio dial looking for it, and it's not there. No problem. All you need to do is go to your app and say, Alexa, play KPIH from TuneIn. And when you do that, guess what happens? Bingo, all of a sudden it starts playing on your phone. Well, that's fine. But guess what? Just about every car that's been made for the past 8 years lets you stream your phone into your radio in your car. So all of a sudden you go push the button in your car and bang, there you are listening to the Patrick Madrid show. You're driving along and you're driving down the Beeline Highway, heading down to the Valley. And all the way down to the Valley, you're listening to KPIH on the stream until you get to where you're going, until you get to your doctor's appointment down there in Phoenix. And you're all set. Bingo. That's terrific. So there is a good reason why streaming is there, not just for the people here. Now, as I was saying before, you look over here, Star Valley. These guys over here have a little problem of hearing the station. Let's go back to down here. Now your doctor's appointment is over. You're going to go back to Payson. That's where you live up there. And as soon as you start heading back to Payson, you say, oh, shoot, I want to listen to Drew Mariani on the relevant radio network. All you need to do on your phone is hit the bookmark where you put KPIH, and bingo, there you go. It's going to stream, and you're going to listen to it all the way back to Payson, Arizona, and that's why you're streaming. And that's why all of a sudden people start listening to KPIH, the little radio station. I call it the little radio station it could. And they start listening to it all over Arizona. They while they were in the town, they heard it. They heard us say, Alexa, go play KPIH from TuneIn. And all of a sudden they said, well, I can do that. I can listen to it in Scottsdale. I can listen to it anywhere. So there's a really, really, really good reason to do that. So that's why we say streaming is a very, very good idea. So here's another thing that I want you to think about. So I was saying over here, sometimes they don't have a really great signal in Star Valley. There's a couple of other places around here because it's very, very mountainous. They don't have a very good signal because it's only a 4-watt radio station. So let's move down here. So these little devices, these are little speakers, and there are lots of people make them. We call them smart speakers. And these are the speakers where you say, Alexa, play KPIH from TuneIn, and all of a sudden, bingo, they start playing. This is a little speaker here that sells for $29. They call that an Echo Dot. It's bigger than it's not that small, but it has really good sound. This one's a little bit bigger, and it gives you the temperature of where you are, and it will also give you the time, and it will also wake you up in the morning and put you to sleep at night and so forth. Then over here is one called an Echo Show. I have an Echo Show that I take everywhere I go, and this one costs $75. It's a 5-inch Echo Show. I have some 8 inches around here, and I also have some 10 inches in the kitchen that I use when I'm cooking to show me how to cook something. So they're relatively inexpensive. Just go to Amazon, and you can order these. But like I say, as little as $29 and as much as $75. So my story is real simple. I was going to tell you this story. So here's a guy sitting over there right outside of Payson. He can't pick the radio station up very well, but he wants to listen to Drew Mariani, so he punches it up on his phone, and of course he can get it because the stream will come in on his phone there. That's good. But then all of a sudden he realizes he's going to be getting some phone calls, so this is probably not a good idea. So listening on the phone isn't a good idea. So he goes over to his Amazon device and he says, Alexa, play KPIH from TuneIn, and the little Amazon device starts playing it because he has 5 kids and he only has 3 computers in his house. And the chances of him getting on that computer are slim to none with those 5 kids and 3 computers. So streaming, once again, is a really great idea. So the radio station is always going to be in your phone. It will always be on these speakers. And like I said, Amazon alone sold, of all these different types of speakers, over 500 million of them, and it's all over the world. I wanted to show you on another video, eventually I will show you when I really get into the weeds about this streaming, of all the information that you can get from the streaming, because when you're streaming with SecureNet and obviously with Live 365, you will notice that you'll be able to see exactly where people are listening. So all of a sudden, it'll show you a map, and on the map it'll say, you have 240 people listening right now, and they're listening in Europe, and they're listening in France, and in France they're listening in Paris, and you can drill down on that map and pretty much see what street they live on where they're actually listening to your radio station. It's absolutely amazing. All of this for under $50 a month, plus the fact that they make the app for you so that you can connect to so you can say, Alexa, play KPIH from TuneIn, or just say play KPIH. Whatever you want it to say, you tell them how you want them to build that app for you, and bingo, it will be done. Anyway, this is the reason for streaming. A lot of people say to me, Ron, why I'm not sure I need streaming. Another very good thing about the streaming is the metadata. And in the metadata, you are able to put down the telephone numbers and email addresses and all that sort of thing. So while the commercials are playing, the underwriting, if you will, that we refer to them in the Catholic radio station, the underwriting is playing. While it's playing, you'll see the telephone number, and you'll also see the email address, and so forth and so on. And it's very important to add all that metadata. It makes the station look very professional, and it really works well. If you need to get in touch with me, I'm Ron Crider at gmail.com, RONC as in Charlie, RID as in dog, ER, at gmail.com. I also strongly recommend that you go to the page on the Catholic Radio Association where it has a list of all the different vendors. And as I was saying to you about these vendors, let me move on to the next page here. As I was saying to you about these vendors, SecureNet Systems is the one that I use. That just happens to be the one that I've used more frequently, and I like it very much. Live 365 also is terrific. So we like to make sure that we always recommend the people who help support the Catholic Radio Association. And these people are supporters of the Catholic Radio Association, and they're listed on that particular page. So there's a good place to go there, and we'd like to promote them. Same thing about the previous video that I showed you, Broadcasters General Store. It's another place that Catholic Radio, they help support Catholic Radio Association. I use the Broadcasters General Store, but then there's also an outfit out in Seattle, Washington, and they do a terrific job as well. I've known the owners of both of those businesses pretty much all my life. Well, I've known just about everybody in the broadcasting business because, as I say every time, I was born in 1941, so you can figure out how old I am. Anyway, good day. Have a great day. Have a blessed day. Thank you very much for watching, and you need to reach me at 772-913-2209. Have a blessed day.